All right, so welcome to the Truth Tribe. I'm Dawn Thompson. Thank you for being here. Those of you who are newbies, welcome. I can see some of you, and those of you who have been with me for years, welcome back. It's good to see you. Remember that you are all perfect exactly where you are in this exact now moment, and that there is nothing wrong with you. You're all perfect exactly the way you are, where you are, and what you're experiencing. As much as we might like it, it's just perfect. And that I love you very much. So let's talk about tonight. The topic is energy is your new currency. Now, I'm going to get to the end of the call and I'm going to give you the planetary update because we are dealing with Taurus energy right now, which is the planet of money. And so I want you guys to have a little understanding of, my nose is a little itchy. I got a little sunburn. You can tell it's a little pink. So we're going to talk a little bit about money and value and currency and that tonight. And so any questions, just kind of feel free to throw them in the chat. And let me make sure I have the chat on. Yes, the chat is on, so you guys can chat with me. What I want you guys to, I want to start tonight with is that what is happening to everybody right now. And I mean everybody. So a lot of us think, well, is it my chart? Is it my planets? Is it my life? Is it just me, right? It is not just you. What's happening to everybody right now, and it's because of the solar eclipse just happened. It was in Libra. The opposite of the exact very thing that you have been wanting, all of us, so badly for so long, the opposite of that is appearing to teach you the balance of your energy, learning how to balance. So you're getting the thing that you don't want instead of the thing you do want, and it's just teaching you how to balance masculine, feminine, okay? And I mean energetically. So the very thing that you don't want is probably likely appearing to a lot of you front and center. Like, and I'm going to give this to you the fast version, right? But it's like simple, like think of it like people pleasers, right? If you're a people pleaser, you're going to be forced to start pleasing yourself instead of everybody else. And health obsessed people are going to learn to start having peace instead of action all the time. Security and money obsessed are going to have to learn maybe to lean on someone else for the first time, or a little bit, or receive a little bit more than they normally do. Career avoidance people, like I'm avoiding my career, are going to be forced to step into the career of their purpose with their gifts. Their gifts will be wanted and sought out. And so, you know, a lot of times people who maybe think they're not good enough, right? You're going to be showered with attention. So you guys get the idea where I'm going with this, right? What we value is what we're being forced to see it where you need it most, which is the opposite of your focus. And it's the scariest way to look at things because it's inverted, like I've been telling you guys. So it's also the most liberating place to see how powerful you really are when you're balanced. And what it's doing is saying, for a little while, I know you're good at this. I know you focus on this and I know you want this, but learn this too, because you're out of balance again. So we have to learn to balance both. You have to remember you're not here to fix or change others into seeing your truth, into seeing that balance, into seeing what you need. Okay, you guys know this, that you are a lighthouse to guide those onto the bridge between old and new. And it's not always going to be those that you want, like there's going to be people you want to cross over to your side. You want them to be with you, right? But they may not come immediately, or they may not come at all, or it just may take them a little longer. But there are a lot of people right now that are on the bridge with like, I kind of think I want to go over here to truth, but I kind of don't. And I want to hang out over here, and it's not working. Right? So we're getting a lot of what we don't want, so we can just let go and be imbalanced and whole and then move. So you are energy, and you are increasing your energy levels by the day. Okay, frequency wise, I'm talking about an energy grid. You're a battery. Okay, and so it's not going to look like physical money from this point forward that makes you feel bigger, better, more badass, more worthy. It's not going to be money. It's not going to be things. Not saying you won't get money and things, but it won't be money. It won't be things or the physical person that you turn into. Okay. You are an energy, physical battery of energy, and your life, it's who you're going to allow in your life to pull on that battery. Okay. And who can match your frequency and who can see your soul. All right. Appreciating how your energy feels and what it attracts. It's not going to be your things. Okay. That's your worth in this new world, your energy. So those in your life right now are appearing to invert you to match your energy. So if your energy is driven over here, they're going to pull over here to invert you, to force you to look over there, to be balanced. So you can see your wholeness, right? And that's not natural for people to think I'm whole and complete and amazing, right? So again, I'm going to get into the lunar eclipse in Taurus ruling, which rules money at the end, but it's essential for you guys to understand what energy that you're being pulled right now for self-review, right? And so what is your script that you write? What is it worth, right? What is that script worth? What are you writing? What have you written into your reality? And by script, I mean, who are you really? You wrote the details of your reality that you would experience in every repeating now moment of high frequency, low frequency. So every experience, you're writing it as you go of a high frequency energy and a low frequency energy. So what script are you experiencing at what frequency? That's what you have to start asking yourself. The script looks a lot like people in a video game, right? You designed this video game to play your own game. The partners, the villains, the strangers, the friends, the lovers, the kids, the health, you wrote them all in, and you are writing them all in as we speak. You determined your worth in any area of your life that is currently low value, low frequency, so you can see it now. You're writing it, you've written it, and now you're going to see it in others to see the alternative frequency that you don't want or want, right? Either one. So the universe right now is going to amplify it, right? So that you can start practicing a new script, a new game, a new map, a new flight plan, whatever you want to call the experience. So if you don't want a new script, think of it that way. Maybe some people, I need you guys to understand, some people don't want a new script. They don't want a new game plan or experience. And that's okay. It's super okay. But you will just, you who are a frequency seeker to move into the new earth, you are all energetic beings, lighthouses who came here to raise the frequency. And there might only be 1 million of you on the planet. Those of you on this call are some of them, all of them. And those of you who are the lighthouses, it may only be 1 million lighthouses on this gazillion people planet, but it's going to happen because that's all you need to raise the frequency of everyone. Okay. And so those who don't want to raise their frequency will simply just stop hanging out with you. You'll stop hanging out with them or other people, or they'll just disappear from your life. They just won't show up. So you have to start asking yourself, are you the person who wants a new flight plan? Or are you the one who doesn't want to see a new version of the game or the frequency shift? Are you that person who's mad at others for changing the game from low frequency to high frequency? Right? Because that's where a lot of people are. They're still in that low frequency, 1 foot on over here on the bridge and 1 foot over there. Right? So if you are the ones on the bridge unsure, be prepared. This isn't a visual or a physical value thing that you can touch. See, that person, that thing, that over there told me that's how this is. It won't happen that way. It will be the value of how you feel or how you make others feel. Plain and simple. That's what your value will turn into in this new earth, which is happening right now. So what inner work have you done? And can you own your own inner crap without blaming other people, blaming all this stupid crap that you're watching on social media and digital wizardry right now? You'll have to determine what your new flight plan is right now with your new crew, with your crew members, what your new experiences will feel like. And then you have to start practicing repetitively to get it right so that you can learn to land that plan and that plane at any place, at any time, in any moment. And a lot of people go, well, I can't fly a plane. Exactly, but you can. So think of it this way, in a video game, right? It's super easy for young kids who play video games, like forever growing up, right? A lot of these younger kids, that's what they did. They never, when they played games, they never gave up getting to the next level. Or they just researched or called a friend how to skip ahead fast, right? They didn't give up to get to the end, to get to the new game and start a new game. Then they're like, can I have the new game? I already mastered that one. And they kept upping their game. And that's what's happening on the planet to all of you right now. Even the lighthouses, you're going to have to up your game. We're walking into this new form of evaluation where you will no longer evaluate your life or your reality in the form of physical money. It will be evaluated in the form of energy. Okay. And energy will be a feeling, and so will environments. You will go places and assess the frequency of, is it high or is it low? So if you're okay with some environments or people, right, you're going to assess, am I okay with people? Am I okay with where I'm at? You're going to look at other environments and wish for them to upgrade or improve. It's simply where you want to start practicing repetitively to upgrade into a higher frequency yourself. So you're going to see places you're like, this place isn't for me, but I was told it was amazing. But you're like, no, it's just not for me. It's not the location. It's not the thing. It's not the people that are there. It's the frequency you feel in different environments with different people and different things. So I want you to think about where you've become stagnant in your life, okay? And where it's just enough for you. It's become enough, right? Your career, your friends, your finances, your relationships, whatever. Like, if I had this forever, it would be enough. It's okay, right? But if you're struggling in any other area of your life, right? I don't know a lot of people right now who are just blasted out beyond peaceful, right? There's something that they're struggling with. So if you're struggling in any other area of your life, you're going to need to reevaluate if you accepted enough in that area also. It's because you're like, God, I'm really good at money. That would be enough. That's enough. So we start putting that enough onto everything, because how we do anything is how we do everything. If you have the most amazing marriage or the amazing relationship, oh, this is just the best. And you let that be the value of everything else for you. So whatever's enough for you is where you personally need to train past that point. It's your comfort zone, my friends, and it's holding you kind of into a matrix mindset, right? Because most of us are like, oh, like I escaped this illness or cancer or debt or an accident or a destructive relationship or enabling a relationship or my children's challenges, right? So it's okay that it's enough now. I can just be at this place because I made it, which is total bullshit, right there, by the way, right? Because you're all capable of 10x expansion when it is associated with healing energy of anything, any area. Okay. So if anything in your life is enough for you, but you're still mad, you're still in the simulator. You're not flying your own plane, just so you know. It's all practice until it's live in the reality that you want. So remember that. If you're still mad about anything, you are still in the simulator and you are not flying your own plane. And I mean on that topic. Okay. So you may not be there yet, but as long as you're practicing your new flight plan, you are on your happy highway. You are on your way there. Any of you who have listened to or researched and done the work with Dolores Cannon or listened to her videos, she says it so well, which is how I want you guys to understand the script or the game plan, right? The video game that you wrote. She says that you're the writer, you're the producer, you're the actor, and you're the extras in your own play. And you play out every part to create the reality that you want to live in. So now I want you guys to look at your life and apply this not only to income and money, but the things that you value and what are you going to do to raise your value, right? So do you value your health? Do you value your spouse? Do you value your home, your travel, who you travel with? What part of the script are you dissatisfied with, right? What part do you say, wow, like people I've been hearing, people like, oh, they're so rich. I wish I was them. Stupid. Wow, they're so fit. I wish I was like that. That's dumb. Wow, they're so smart. Like, wow, they're so fun. Are you acting out the script of financial lack, illness, ignorance, negativity? Instead, that's it. It's not that they're rich or fun or smart or fit. You're just acting out this other part of your script of your game. You're surrounded by people who are in fact written into your life so you can see your worth. You wrote it. And I want to remind you guys, none of you are ever unworthy. You are never unworthy. You just have to evaluate your energy from weight or light frequency. Is this weighted frequency or light frequency? Does it feel heavy to be here? Does it feel light to be here? Does the discussion I have with this person, is it easy to have or is it hard to have? It's most vivid with our intimate personal relationships, you guys, because they show us like a part of ourselves that we tend to avoid seeing. So typically when they're showing you something you don't want to see, welcome it. Like open your mind to it and go, God, did I write that shit into my life? Or wow, did I write this comical, fun person into my life to show me how to get there a little bit? Because I'm over here and I'm the negative Nelly. Like I gotta lighten up. So remember, what you see outside is what you're experiencing in your matrix mind. Yeah? So the war outside is the war that you see inside yourself. The collective war of fighting and anger that's been going on for the last 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it's been. It's the same thing going on inside of yourself. So whichever part of it that you fight, that you're flared up with right now, it's you. It's inside of you, right? So is it the war on race? Is it the war on religion? Is it the war on sex? Is it the war on medical choice? The war on truth, right? There's always some war that we're all fighting. And really, it's the battle to see the dark and the light in you right now, only now. It's always right now within you. Okay, so it's a script that you wrote to see externally so you can rewrite it internally. It can be viewed as a script, you guys. It can be, you can look at this anyway. I try to give it to you multiple versions, right? But it could be viewed as a script, your astrology chart. It can be as simple as, if you don't want to do astrology, you can do your iPod review and the programming that you were given as a child. It can be anything. You gave yourself multiple versions and multiple options to check your shit while you're alive to accomplish your highest frequency mission. That's what it's for. All this visual is to show you to go, nope, new plan, nope, game plan, nope, I'm in the air flying, but I got to take a new flight plan. You have to keep addressing and adjusting and addressing and adjusting. Okay, so the script that you're living out is simply the reality that you keep ruminating in your mind, and then you're replicating it in your physical life. And most people years ago couldn't wrap their brain around this. And I kept saying, you are this reality. So can you change your reality? Absolutely, yes. But you must first understand it's all a simulation, and you're either flying the plane into the ground or into space. It's up to you. So just imagine that you're in a flight simulator, okay? Or you're even just sitting on your couch playing a video game on your big screen TV with the kids, okay? And you're flying your plane, and then you're having to land it. You may crash a few times if you're in the simulator. You may simply give up on the game and then go back to reality that you're living and accept the crash and burn life like you have no other choice. It's up to you whether you go restart the game and restart the game and restart the game, That's up to you. The choice is to fly the plane repeatedly and learn new ways to fly your plane, even if you land it poorly. But by the end, right, you end up in a new location. And that's when you validate it in the physical world that you have rewritten your script. Right? Because it doesn't matter if you're in a flight simulator, you're in a video game, or you're in real life. Look at what you're seeing and then rewrite, adjust, rewrite, adjust. Okay? So the game is in your mind. Okay? The game in your mind is the game in your physical life. So whatever you're mad at and whatever you're at war with is because you are told to be. You were told to be that for a long time. And that's the script that you're being called to rewrite. Practice flying your simulator until you can change the way you fly. The matrix mind is being manipulated to keep you mad. Why does it want you mad? Because mad doesn't encourage you to focus on your internal script to rewrite your best life, right? It's focused on the script written for you to keep you on a rat wheel. Now, some of you are like, oh no, Dawn, I am so awake, right? And you may be, but if you're mad about anything in your life, that's the simulator that you need to play in your mind over and over and over. A new flight plan. What's my new flight plan that I will be practicing daily that you may wobble at or even crash land a few times? I got to actually be in a real plane live flight simulator and fly. And I crashed probably the first 3 times. I had to reset the whole thing because I was like, I was going upside down and it was crazy. And then when they gave me a couple like pieces of information of how to do it better, then I got up, then I stayed up, then I only stayed up a little longer, then I crashed again, but I landed in a field, right? Like, so it improved each time. And that's my whole point. You're improving, you're just not liking it because right now you all got inverted in your plane and you're all looking at the ground instead of the sky. You're still flying, you just got to pick where you're going. So I want you to think about where your new flight plan that you need to practice daily. Is it love? Is it marriage? Is it your career? Is it your children? Is it your health? Is it your wealth? Is it being judgy? Is it being a people pleaser? Is it being a doormat? Is it money? Especially money right now, because money's a big deal on the planet, right? What are you worth? And now go produce it without anyone watching. As if you didn't have a job, as if you didn't know the people you were working with, as if you didn't know you were doing it. You just showed up because you love doing that. And stop saying, I'm not like them. I'm not as good as them. I'm not going to make it to be at that level. It's simply, guys, a new script, a new flight plan, or a new game reset. Beep. My daughters would push reset over and over and over until they got to where they wanted. They didn't care. It's all you and how you choose to spend your time, alone practicing or in the matrix mind of madness. It's up to you. You will be creating more value and be sought after by your energy value, light or heavy. So the more energy you put into you, checking you, learning you, knowing you, understanding where you want to go, your energy will be so big, you will attract people, i.e., yes, they will be using money, but who gives a crap what we use for money? We could barter at this point and everybody would still be blessed. It won't matter. As I said, if I could barter with someone who cooks, I would be grateful because I don't want to cook. That's that simple. It's energy. So how do you know? I want you to ask yourself, how do I know if I'm still attached to the matrix mind madness? Right? This is how you know. Because you are parroting what the digital wizards are sending out of doom and gloom, hoping that you'll all stay in the doom and gloom loop. The loop, it's all on you to see through all that is televised. It's all a televised game for you, and you are meant to turn what disappoints you and you visually, it turns into you. It's all on you to see through it. It's how you feel about when you see it. They want you to feel doom and gloom and sadness. So if you're reciting anything that others are telling you, it's inside time. It's inside time means you need to go inside, shut up, get into solitude and listen to yourself. Go read books, go get quiet, do something that's focusing on like, what do you want? Because is that what you want? Then get out of there. It's time to see the same thing that's making you mad is you in some way. And this is a hard pill to swallow, right? So write this down. If I rewrite my flight plan, let's just figure out where you want to go, right? Where would I go? And what crew would I need? And how would they make me feel? So this is whether you're going somewhere, you're living somewhere, you're loving somewhere, you're being somewhere. Who would you have to be around? Would you have to up your health game? Maybe you have to try alternate medicine, alternative therapies, alternative healing, because clearly some things aren't working if you're not better. This is why I'm asking you, if I rewrite my flight plan, where would I go and what crew would I need and how would they make me feel? That plan is your energy currency, and you will see that your value matches the external reality you live in. Or it's the upgraded plan. When you upgrade your plan, you're going to experience with others around you also living in that high frequency. Does that make sense, my friends? So as hard as any people like we still use money, we're always going to use a form of digital energetic exchange, but we're shifting out of that. And we're starting to realize I will not do business. I will not hang with people who have low dense energy, period. I can straight up say that. Do I love anyone less? No, I love everybody. I see the awesome in them, but they don't see it. And I'm not here to do that. I'm a lighthouse. So are you. And so my point is, if you keep going and trying to drag people by the hair across the bridge, you're going to feel just as drained out and low frequency as they do. The game has changed, my friends, and your frequency is your energy. You will attract job offers, employees, customers, clients, whatever you're looking for, you will attract it because of the brightness and lightness that you are. That is your frequency. That is your currency, plain and simple. And if the current situation you're in is not a situation you like, I'm telling you right now, you changing you is the name of the game to change your value and your worth, period. And so whatever making you mad right now, focus on it. Typically, you're all inverted already right now, and you're seeing the things you don't like, and that's what's pushing your buttons. Comment in the chat if you are there and you're experiencing all these things that are inverted, that you're like, I've been working on health or love or whatever, or money, and I'm getting the opposite. That's why. So let's see here. Let's go into the planetary update. I want to get you guys to understand why I'm talking about value and worth in your energy. So we're in eclipse season. We're going into this next one on Saturday. Okay. Full moon, lunar eclipse. Full moons, as you guys know, are closure. Okay. So we're putting closure for something new. We're ending something so something new can come in. It's on Saturday, the 28th. And it's at 5 degrees in Taurus. So if you do know your chart, your astrology chart, again, you can go on my website, get a free birth chart. You can see where Taurus falls on your chart. Look up that house and see where Taurus is sitting in that chart. It could be 2 houses. And see where it's asking you to let go. It's probably asking you to let go of some areas of that, or how you think about that area of your life. Okay. Taurus rules food. It rules values, it rules safety, security, earth, ground, building, the sign of money, material security, hardworking, building. So it's been dismantling and rebuilding the economy as well as our your own personal financial habits for the last 2 years. Okay, that's what it's been doing. So Taurus is super sensible, but also because it's earthy and it's an earth sign, very structured. but it's also loves luxury. It is the sign of luxury. It's ruled by pleasure-seeking Venus. Venus is the beauty and love and glamour, right? So the key to this full moon is making sure you've got enough financial or resources or food or whatever to cover the basics while you enjoy all these other earthly like delights and joys and extravagances, shall I call them, that Taurus loves, like entertainment and extravagance. That Taurus will always favor the game of extravagance because that's why they come to teach us, right? So this Taurus full moon, it can bring like an exciting, full moons are actually super cool and powerful. I love them, right? Because this one could bring an exciting money-making opportunity that could just turn up out of the blue, okay? You could have second thoughts about your job satisfaction and go for a new job, right? You might have an epiphany about better work or work-life balance, as I was talking about at the beginning of the call. That's what you're all feeling right now. You're like feeling the thing that you don't want, even though it's wanting you to learn both. So Taurus also rules our daily routine, what we do every day, okay? And so this lunar eclipse is going to give you guys a big push to finally break bad habits. So instead, it's going to ask you to kind of try focusing on, instead of going extreme changes, it's going to say, like, instead of cutting out like all sugar, all carbs, all wheat, all dairy, all of it, go with strict keto. Or, it's going to say maybe just try just a little bit at a time, or just do sugar only, right? And then once that goes, or maybe it's about saving because it's money and value and food. Save small amounts rather than nothing at all. So it's like saying, try one simple shift at a time. In other words, set yourself up for success, because Taurus loves to be successful. So even if it's small amounts, it says, good job, good job, good job. Because Taurus energy is all about building. Okay, it's the building sign. So start small and then build anything that you want to grow. Taurus loves entertaining. So eating could be a good place to start, like with just shifting your food into like organic, and watching for pesticides and watching for fake plastic colors, all the GMO, all the crap out there. Just start there, just basics. Just let me just change this to this, right? So if you've been feeling, the other thing you're probably been feeling, which is what I was talking about earlier in the call, a lot of you probably been feeling ungrounded and a lot of anxiousness for no discernible reason. Like there's no context of why you're having anxiety out of the blue. It just shows up, right? Earthy Taurus energy is going to get your feet back on the ground and get you real grounded, which is why I love this. This is such a great place to have this eclipse. So it can help you pull yourself out of what's happening. Is the moon is up here. It's going to be up here conjunct Jupiter. I'll talk about in a minute. And it's opposing. That's why it's the lunar eclipse. It's opposing the sun, and the sun shines on it, making it full. Okay. And the sun's down here in Scorpio. So it can help pull you out of mystical Scorpio into like the visions of mysticism of Scorpio thoughts and things, or that things that you've kind of figured out through your intuition from Scorpio, and it pushes it up into physicality, okay, into physical form. So this full moon eclipse can bring you kind of like a metaphorical earthquake, shaking things up so you can find steady ground, okay? So before it gives you an earthquake about something you don't like, don't wait for that change to happen or something to force you into that. Get proactive. Start with small doses and they'll build bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? So this full moon can bring you back to your senses, like with a sudden jolt, if you're not just going, what thing am I mad at? And I don't mean them. I don't mean be mad at them, because it's ridiculous. This whole thing is such a digital illusion. It's not even funny. What unproductive habits might be holding you back right now? Think about that. Where have you been failing to appreciate the comforts that you have, or the value that for people in your life that have your back, right? Eclipses are known for revealing truth and concealing, like things that have been concealed, they reveal what you need to see. So this full moon in Taurus can bring some eye-opening reminders So pay attention to everything that you may be taken for granted, and then be grateful and go, God, I'm so thankful I did that. Or I'm so thankful I started now, right? That's what it wants you to do. Don't be afraid of it, because it's actually beautiful. It just wants you to focus on value and money and security and foundation for you, not for them, which is what we've been talking about. Okay. So the collective, you're going to see where we're going to pull away from putting all of our energy out into the external to other people when you're not even taking care of yourself. So during this whole week, because it's into Saturday, but people can feel it already. During this whole week of the Taurus full moon buildup, I want you to build a new map or a new flight plan and write it into place of what you want to do to capture your dream that you've been hunting for a long time, since the last Taurus new moon was 6 months ago. Okay. So there was a Taurus new moon, and we set intentions then. What if you can even remember what your intentions were? Go back to that. If there's a dream or what you were working through or trying to, focus on, go back to 6 months ago with that Taurus new moon. If you wrote your intentions, and that time, remember, I told you to bury them. Yeah, this is the full moon pull out closure for that, where it's going to illuminate it. Okay. But it can make it more emotional if we haven't been doing the steps. So that's what this full moon is going to do to a lot of us. So we have to open the door. Okay. So the last piece is that you've got the sun, and everything's going to be down here in Scorpio. And we've got the moon up here, which is opposing it, but it's also going to be conjunct Jupiter. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion, but it's also the planet of good luck, which is why I'm saying anything can happen with this full moon in Taurus, which rules money and value. And it's on the planet of good luck and expansion, but it also expands everything. So we have to understand it's going to expand the feelings of feeling, oh, I'm not worth it. I'm not enough. I'm not light enough. I'm nobody. So if it takes you down that path, say no to the moon and no to Jupiter, and that I wanted to expand my emotions of value and worthiness and power and strength and balance. Okay. Because it's going to make you feel extra special and important if you write down that new game and go, got it. That's what you wanted us to see. Let's expand that new dream, that game. That's what it wants to do. So if it were me, I would write it down on Saturday and then burn that baby and say, here you go, Jupiter, expand away. Okay. So that would be where I would go with this moon on Saturday. Everybody right here, tap it in. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. I feel courage. I feel love. I feel truth. I see love. I see courage. I see truth. I know love. I know courage. I know truth. All right. Your challenge is, what script or life area, life topic did you write? And that you're going to think that it's time to rewrite this. Like, did I write that? Did I really write that into my life? I'm going to rewrite it. Okay. So I want you guys to share with what areas of worthiness are appearing for you. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing, and I'll let you know what questions are coming in. So if there's anyone here, those of you on Facebook, if you're still with us, feel free to throw me a hi or a wave. And any questions that are coming in on this. So let's see, this one's kind of a good one. This one says, how is seeing bad things on the news also seeing what's bad about you? Okay. Nothing is bad about you. Let me start there. So if that's how it came out, I want to make sure we're very clear about that. When you look at things that you're being told to think and feel, you are believing. When you look at something and you're not shifting yourself into energy of feeling something, do I feel that? Does that feel true? Does that feel honest? Does that feel like complete made up bullshit? You've got to get there. So when you're believing and attaching to it, and it's triggering you to see you. So when you look at something, when I look at the news, I look at it all as a joke now. It's all of it. None of it's real. No, it's all made up. Okay. Now you can go research, do all that you want. I'm not going to do this whole, like, where did it come from? Any of that. I just need you to understand it's all made up. Okay. But it's being made up because it's bringing you into these cycles of, do you remember when? Do you remember 100 years ago? Do you remember 1,000 years ago? Do you remember 5,000 years ago? Do you remember 50,000 years? Like, that's all it's doing is going, do you remember the war? Do you remember the fight? Do you remember the this? Do you remember the poverty? It keeps reminding you that, and you're the one that's rewriting the script. So when you watch it, it's like, do you want to believe it and attach to it? And if you did, and I need you to understand, if you're attached to it, then it's going to trigger you, then you're going to think it's you, and you're going to feel horrible, and then you're going to be stuck in that matrix mind of madness. And you're not moving, you're not living your best life. So I want you to think of it this way. If you didn't turn on the news or digital, anything, and you were sitting on a mountain with no cell service, would you know or even care on this whole planet, this gorgeous, amazing planet? Or would you focus on you, right? So if you're telling others how horrible dating is online, yet, you know, you have another friend that's out there who's using every tool possible to meet as many as possible to see who she's attracting, to see her own reflection of confidence is who she's attracting. That's what she wants to know. Is that who I am? Awesome. So it's like you can be told about doom and gloom, but most of it's made up and lies on every topic. Nothing in any country is awesome. It's like none of it's honest anymore. So you're lucky to not have any digital influence in your flight plan, or use it only to enhance your own inner plan. But for now, you're not going to get out of a digital future, my friends, but you will be able to discern what is for your highest good and what isn't if you start learning how it feels instead of what you see. That's the difference. So it's not about being bad. I can watch all of it and tell you which of it is a total BS, which of it is an actual actor, which of it is an actor playing an actor. I can tell you all of it because I can feel it. I don't need to know if they're real. I can tell you if it's CGI, if it's computer generated. I can tell you all that. But that's because I don't look at things on the screen anymore as real or not real, or are they telling me a topic that I need to believe? It doesn't feel good for me. Okay, so let's be very clear about what you see is what you have to determine. Make sense? Yeah? Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Any more questions on this? Let's see, this one says, what do you mean we are attached to the matrix mind if, okay, same thing. If we discuss what we saw. Guys, I'm just going to be very clear. What you watch on the TV in the last 3 years, and probably more, but we'll just go back in the last 3 years. What I want you to understand, 9 times out of 10 is not real. And I have told you this 2 years ago. Everything that you watch will last about 2 weeks to 2 months at best. And then it turns into another sound bite or video bite for you to be mad again. So this whole thing is just keeping you mad. And when you're mad, you're moldable into basically robots, you know, robot rats, right? On a rat wheel. So simplicity of this question is if you aren't discussing something that you're seeing in it was your live experience right there in that moment, don't parrot the Matrix movies being sold as real. Okay, period. I'm just preparing you. I'm trying to tell you this because basically you have to start learning how to feel through all this instead of what you think it is or what you're being told it is. Okay. Okay. There's one more question coming in here. Oh, this is good. So there's 2 more coming in. Let me ask you this one. What about 2 Earths? This is a good question. Okay. So remember when I was talking about earlier in the call, people are on the bridge. There's a bridge between the 3D, 4D, and 5D dimensions of time and space energetically. And so there are a lot of people, we'll just call it energy. Okay. The 2 Earths, there's not 2 Earths, but it's going to feel like there's 2 Earths, right? Or 2 worlds, shall I say. It's because that we're feeling so divided, right? That's what it feels like. And are we feeling divided? A lot of people are. So it's like, are we dividing? Yes and no. It's all you in your mindset, okay, creating your reality. So in a sense, nothing that you see that you're all looking at is real to me. and everything I'm looking at is not real to you. Okay, so everything you see, you're creating in your own reality. All right. So we're just at the moment, all of us on this call are tuned in to this frequency of truth. Okay. And pretty soon it will be truth and avoiding truth. Okay. The 3D, this is your 3D area over here. Here, they're crossing over the bridge, and here's your truth bridge. Okay. And so it's avoiding truth and the truth. So it's like two earths. Got it? So there's no gray area. You will know by how the frequency feels when you're around it. High frequency people don't really see anything but like how others are, right? So they'll just turn their sails and go back to light frequency. They'll see it, but they really won't participate in it, or it won't even be in their vision of frequency space, right? And so there are bridge people that are just slow to move over here that are kind of in the middle. But there are a lot of people who aren't going to leave this dense, dark frequency, and that you have to be okay with. Then there are some that are sitting kind of on the edge. They just, right? And then there are the others that are ready to go, want to stay in light. You have to stay here and quit trying to turn boats into lighthouses. That's what this means by two earths. It's like they'll still be living on the same earth. You just won't be participating in their reality. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's see. It's weird. I'm finally at the point where I'm owning my truth. I feel like I'm making huge strides each time I stand in my truth and I say, hey, I need help. My partner says, I will help. Then plans on leaving and working from out of state. I get it and don't want to control her, but I just find it funny how quickly she keeps running away. I just feel like as I grow and thrive, things keep moving away. This is the exact thing I've been trying to describe to you all night. Okay. Like I told you, we are all experiencing the opposite of what I want. I want help and I'm getting people running away from me, which is balance, because she's saying, okay, fine. She's not the one that's going to give it to you, but you sure are asking for help, which means you're practicing the thing you don't want. You don't like asking for help. You don't like not being in control. So if she's forcing you to ask for it, it just doesn't mean it's going to be with her. She may be one of the ones who cannot cross the bridge with you. And I don't like to say that because I don't have the answer for who will and who will not, my friends. I just don't. This is all a script writing thing. Like some of you wrote in people, siblings, friends, BFFs, spouses that aren't going to stay with you. And some people are either leaving the earth plane because they're going to come help you on the side, on the other dimension, or they're going to be here and they're going to help you in the 3D plane. But you have to understand when you're being inverted, your plane is still going, you're still going where you want to go. You just don't like asking for help. So she's forcing you to do that. Now you're becoming balanced. You'll flip back again and you'll be flying exactly where you want to go with the right people. But continuing to wait for her to choose that will be why you're getting held back and why you keep going over the bridge and being frustrated. Like, come back over here, and you can't do that. So the good news is this is a perfect example of everybody getting what they don't want, even though they're working on it. So is that funny? We're really, I'm watching people do a lot of the whole like, oh my gosh, like I just, I'm not making as much money, and then, my roommate had to pay more and I had to learn to receive a little bit, but I helped so much on the other. It's like we're learning to get the things we're not good at getting. I'm watching this most of all with people pleasers. So FYI, if you're a people pleaser, you are literally on call right now. So the people pleasers, you don't get a choice. You have to go and please you. You have to do what makes you happy. And you have to not worry about the votes. And it's funny because most people who are people pleasers, they're all being forced to go do things for themselves because it's almost like they're being let down so much they don't have a choice but to just turn away and go the opposite way of pleasing themselves, which is very hard for them. I'm telling you, it's funny. I'm not laughing at them. I'm just laughing because you would never think someone being, someone says it's tough, but it feels weird. It really does. but this is where we're going. Okay, so you're not getting punished. It's not a negative. It will flip back around. You will feel back in balance with this Taurus moon. The good news about the Taurus moon is it's earthy and it's grounding. So, excuse me, go outside on the next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and get your feet in the ground. Earth, get barefoot, and just get grounded. You'll feel a lot better, I promise. It's just, you know, allowing ourselves to understand that from this point forward, the work that you've done on you will be why you're standing out, through dating, through money, through jobs, through planting your gardens, the energy you put into them, through your health, through the naturopathic or the natural remedies or the alternative therapies that will start attracting to you because you're loving you. And I cannot stress this enough. And as hard as it sounds very, that sounds selfish, Dawn. Absolutely. I am 100% condoning selfishness right now, because if that's the word you associate with it, you need to work on it. It's not selfish. It's called discernment of self-love. It's called disciplining yourself enough to not get yourself in the matrix mind madness of total bullshit. Half of it I've watched, I can see they're like literally they're like film crews everywhere videoing movies and then playing you all the movies to be scared and doom and gloom. But I'm like, what the hell is happening? So my point is that you just shut it all down and focus on you. Obsess about you for a little while. Tauruses are pretty self-centered. Let's be Tauruses for the next couple of weeks, month. Okay. I say we all jump on the Taurus train, and Tauruses are super beautiful. They're the sign they get to have Venus as their planet, right? So Tauruses, if you meet Tauruses, they're super pretty, handsome. So Tauruses, all you Tauruses out there, we're all going to jump on your Taurus, your Taurus truth and your Taurus reality. Okay, no other questions, you guys. I'm gonna hop off. I just wanted to let you know where we're going. This seems so weird and out there, but I am prepping you. Don't say I didn't warn you. Do not lose yourself in the emotions of what's wrong with you and why something crashes and burns and you're not worth it, because it won't stay there. It's all about your flight plan, where you're going, what game plan you're going to have, and practice. That plane, I promise, will get back up. It won't crash. You will get back up. Non-negotiable, non-questionable. I promise that plane will fly again. Okay. So do not worry about crashing. Just get up and go where you want to go and start putting energy into you. I love you. You guys have an awesome week. Happy full moon, and we'll see you on Monday. Brightest blessings. You guys have a great night. Take care.